I always thought of myself as someone who could keep emotions under control. I never believed in love at first sight, never trusted pretty words or promises. But, as life often proves, everything can change in a single moment. I met her by accident, just an ordinary evening, an ordinary group of friends. And suddenly, one look that felt like electricity running through me. She smiled, and in that instant, all of my doubts and guarded thoughts simply disappeared. From that night on, everything shifted. I started paying attention to every detail, the way she spoke, the way she moved, the way her laughter seemed to fill the silence. She could talk about the simplest things, and I would listen as if she were revealing some hidden truth about the universe. For the first time, I felt like I had found the one person I didn't even know I'd been searching for. Our conversations went on for hours, sometimes until dawn. She shared her dreams, her fears, her memories, and I realized I didn't just want to be with her. I wanted to protect her, to lift her up, to be the one she could lean on. I began to believe in destiny. After years of emptiness and quiet loneliness, it felt like I was finally given a chance at real happiness. She became my light, the fire that made me wake up every morning with a smile. But what I didn't know then was that the same fire would one day burn me to the ground. The days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months. What began as chance encounters quickly became a routine I couldn't imagine living without. She became part of my everyday life, a message in the morning, a call before sleep, small moments that made the world feel alive again. We laughed at the stupidest things, shared secrets we had never told anyone else. With her, even silence felt comfortable. I remember sitting next to her without saying a word, yet feeling more understood than in 1,000 conversations with anyone else. I gave her my time, my trust, my heart, and it wasn't forced. It flowed naturally, like breathing. I didn't have to pretend. I didn't have to wear a mask. For once, I felt seen for who I truly was. And in return, I believed she felt the same. Every plan I made for the future somehow included her. When I thought about success, she was the reason I wanted it. When I thought about failure, she was the one I wanted to hold me through it. It wasn't just love, it was devotion. A kind of bond I thought nothing could break. I told myself this was forever, that what we had was too strong, too real, too pure to fade. And the more I believed it, the more I let go of the walls I had built around my heart. I didn't know it then, but every step closer I took was also a step toward the edge of a cliff I couldn't see. It didn't happen all at once. Looking back, the signs were always there. Little moments I chose to ignore because I wanted so badly to believe in us. The late replies, the sudden distance, the way her laughter with others felt different than with me. But love makes you blind, and I told myself it was nothing. Then came the night everything shattered. A message I wasn't supposed to see, a truth I wasn't meant to find. My hands shook as I read it, each word carving deeper into me. She had betrayed me, not just with lies, but with someone else. Someone who wasn't me. I remember confronting her, my voice breaking, searching for an explanation that never came. She didn't cry. She didn't fight for us. She just looked at me with coldness I had never seen before, as if all the memories, all the love, meant absolutely nothing. That was the moment I felt small, humiliated, like the fool who had given everything only to realize it was never enough. I stood there, staring at the person I thought was my entire world, and all I saw was a stranger. People talk about heartbreak like it's just sadness, but it's more than that. It's humiliation, it's betrayal, it's the crushing silence that follows when the one voice you trusted most chooses someone else. And yet, even in that moment, I couldn't let go. I told myself maybe it was a mistake, maybe she'd come back. But deep down, I knew the fire I loved had already burned out, and I was the only one still standing in the ashes. The days after felt endless. I would wake up reaching for my phone, expecting her "good morning," only to be met with silence. That silence cut deeper than words ever could. It was a reminder that I was no longer the first thought in her day, or even a thought at all. I replayed everything in my head, every smile, every promise, every moment where I thought she meant forever. And the more I remembered, the more it hurt. I tried to convince myself that if I just held on, if I just waited long enough, maybe she'd realize what we had and come back. But she didn't. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, and still I carried the weight of her absence. I saw her moving on, laughing, living as if nothing had happened. And I was stuck in the same place, drowning in the same memories, unable to let go of something that had already let go of me. Friends told me to forget her, to move on, to stop torturing myself. But how do you erase someone who became the center of your world? How do you silence a voice that still echoes in every corner of your mind? The truth is, heartbreak isn't quick. It lingers. It festers. It turns every song, every street, every little detail into a reminder of what you lost. And for me, it felt like a prison I couldn't escape. Every night I told myself tomorrow would be better. But tomorrow always looked the same. Empty, quiet, and cold. It took me a long time to understand that waiting for her was the same as waiting for a train that had already left the station. No matter how long I stood there, it was never coming back. At first, that thought crushed me. I felt like I had wasted not just my love, but a part of myself I could never get back. But slowly, through the endless nights of silence and the weight of all those unanswered questions, I began to see something I had ignored all along. I had built my world around her, but in the process, I had forgotten myself, my dreams, my passions, the things that once made me feel alive. I had put them all aside, thinking love was enough. And maybe it should have been. But love can't survive when it's one-sided. So I started small. I picked up the things I once loved doing, even if they felt empty at first. I forced myself to go outside, to talk, to laugh, even when it didn't feel real. And little by little, I realized I was still here. Broken. Yes, but alive. I won't pretend it was easy. There were nights I wanted to go back, to beg, to lose myself again in the illusion of what we once had. But each time I reminded myself, she had her choice, and now I had mine. The pain didn't disappear overnight, but it stopped controlling me. And for the first time in a long time, I felt the faintest glimpse of freedom. Time has a strange way of healing. It doesn't erase the scars, but it teaches you how to live with them. And now, when I look back at everything, the love, the betrayal, the endless pain, I no longer see it as something that destroyed me. I see it as something that shaped me. Yes, I was humiliated. Yes, I was left behind. But I survived. And in surviving, I discovered a truth I wish I had known sooner. You cannot build your happiness on someone else's foundation, because the moment they walk away, your entire world collapses. I learned that love is not about losing yourself to another person. It's about sharing your world without abandoning your own. And when that balance is broken, no amount of devotion can save it. Do I still think about her sometimes? Of course. Some memories never fade. But now, instead of pain, I feel gratitude. Gratitude that I loved deeply, even if it ended badly. Gratitude that I was forced to rebuild, because in rebuilding, I found myself again. So if you've ever felt the same, if you've ever been left broken, humiliated, betrayed, remember this. It's not the end of your story. It's just the chapter that will make the next one even stronger. And maybe, just maybe, one day, you'll look back at your own ashes and realize they were the firewood that built your strength.